Greetings to all wellness seekers. In this space, we will explore together the path to a calmer mind and a fuller life. If you're ready to discover powerful practices that will transform your day-to-day, I invite you to subscribe and join this journey of growth and emotional balance. 1. Focus on what you can control. The first Stoic principle urges us to direct our attention and effort towards things we genuinely have control over in our lives. Often, we find ourselves overwhelmed by external circumstances beyond our grasp, leading to anxiety and frustration. Stoics advocate for a shift in focus, encouraging us to concentrate on our actions, decisions, and attitudes, elements that are within our control. By adopting this approach, we cultivate a sense of empowerment and inner peace, as we stop expending energy on worrying about events outside our reach. This principle urges us to discern between what we can change and what we cannot, fostering a proactive and resilient mindset. Serenely accepting the immutable and acting with determination in what we can influence becomes the foundation for a more balanced and centered life. 2. Embrace change as a part of life. Stoic philosophy acknowledges the inevitability of change and embraces this reality as an integral part of existence. Instead of resisting inevitable transformations, we are encouraged to adopt a mindset that sees change as an opportunity for personal growth and evolution. Life is in constant flux, and clinging too tightly to current situations can lead to unnecessary suffering. By accepting change with humility and openness, we become more adaptable and capable of facing challenges with a positive attitude. This principle teaches us to flow with the tides of life, recognizing that resistance to change often generates more suffering than the change itself. Internalizing this perspective, we cultivate resilience that allows us to embrace new stages with courage and confidence. 3. Develop resilience in the face of adversity. Resilience, according to Stoic philosophy, is not just the ability to bounce back from adversity but also the skill to grow and strengthen through it. Instead of viewing obstacles as mere setbacks, Stoics encourage us to perceive them as opportunities to forge our character and enhance our ability to face future difficulties. By cultivating resilience, we learn to confront challenges with a mindset of learning, extracting valuable lessons from each experience. This approach transforms adversities into steps toward a more robust and aware self. Stoic resilience does not deny the existence of suffering but suggests facing it with courage and determination, using life's trials as catalysts for personal growth. Ultimately, this principle urges us to embrace adversity as an inevitable companion on our journey and to discover our inner strength by facing it with resilience and perseverance. 4. Cultivate gratitude in all circumstances. The practice of gratitude, fundamental in Stoic philosophy, goes beyond recognizing blessings in moments of joy. It's about developing a grateful perspective even in the most challenging circumstances. Stoics argue that finding positive aspects, lessons, or simply the opportunity for growth in every situation significantly contributes to inner peace and emotional resilience. Cultivating gratitude doesn't mean ignoring difficulties but consciously choosing to focus on what we can learn or appreciate amid them. This transformative attitude frees us from the spiral of negativity and allows us to face challenges with a calmer mind. The Stoic rule of gratitude invites us to train the mind to find light in darkness, acknowledging that even in the toughest trials, there are opportunities to cultivate inner strength and wisdom. 5. Practice self-discipline and self-control. Self-discipline and self-control are essential pillars in Stoic philosophy. They involve the ability to direct our actions in line with our principles and values, even when facing temptations or adversities. Stoics argue that true freedom lies in self-mastery, in the ability to consciously choose how we respond to circumstances. By practicing self-discipline, we become architects of our own behavior, making decisions aligned with our long-term goals rather than succumbing to momentary impulses. This process not only strengthens character but also contributes to a sense of lasting achievement and self-esteem. The Stoic rule of self-discipline reminds us that, while we may not control every external situation, we always have the power to choose how we respond and behave. 6. Face fear with courage. Stoic courage does not imply the absence of fear but rather the will to confront it and act despite it. Stoics recognize that fear is natural but insist that we should not allow it to paralyze our actions or decisions. On the contrary, they urge us to embrace fear as a sign that we are on the path to growth and overcoming self-imposed limits. Facing fear with courage involves challenging our comfort zones and being willing to take calculated risks in pursuit of meaningful goals. This Stoic rule reminds us that true freedom lies on the other side of fear and that by confronting it, we discover our ability to achieve feats that once seemed unattainable. Ultimately, Stoic courage empowers us to live authentically and boldly, refusing to let fear dictate the direction of our lives. 7. Detachment from outcomes and focus on the process. Stoic philosophy advocates for freeing ourselves from excessive attachment to external outcomes and, instead, focusing on the process and the quality of our actions. This rule emphasizes the importance of committing to our tasks and goals without being conditioned by specific expectations of how the results should materialize. By adopting this approach, we become less vulnerable to external fluctuations and maintain inner peace regardless of the final outcomes. Mindful attention to the process not only reduces anxiety associated with the outcome but also allows us to carry out our actions with greater excellence and authenticity. This Stoic rule invites us to appreciate the intrinsic value of effort and dedication, recognizing that our control primarily extends to how we choose to approach each moment and challenge. 8. Foster relationships based on virtue. In Stoic philosophy, the quality of our relationships is directly linked to virtue and ethical principles. This rule asserts that we should cultivate relationships based on honesty, empathy, and integrity, fostering meaningful connections that contribute to mutual well-being. Stoic virtue guides us to treat others with respect and compassion, prioritizing collaboration and mutual support. By focusing on shared values and personal growth, our relationships become deeper and more enriching. This rule reminds us that the quality of our human connections has a direct impact on our own happiness and personal development, encouraging us to seek relationships that nurture our souls and propel us toward virtue. Thank you for being part of this exploration towards inner calm. If you found value in these practices and tips, don't forget to subscribe for more content that nurtures your well-being. Remember, transformation begins with small daily changes. See you in the next episode.